What's up, everybody? It's Andrew from the Jaguar podcast. My guest for today is Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver and return specialist Jamal Agnew. Jamal Agnew was drafted by the Detroit Lions in 2017 and the fifth round out of the University of San Diego. He played for the Lions from 2017 to 2020, and he was signed by the Jaguars in 2021. Jamal has a career 179 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown, 40 receptions for 334 yards, 4 punt returns for a touchdown, and 2 kick returns for a touchdown. One of those being tying the record for longest kick return in the NFL, 109 yards. Give it up for the great Jamal Agnew. What's up, Jamal? How's it going?
I'm good, man. I appreciate that intro. Happy to be here. Happy to, sit down and talk with you and, a lot of the Duval fans out there.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining, man. I really appreciate it. So, Jamal, how are you feeling? I know you had that injury in week 11. It was rough to watch. But how are you feeling in this offseason?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm getting stronger. I'm right on track where I need to be, probably a little bit ahead of time. Obviously I had a freak injury. But the best part is, it could have been a lot worse than it looked. Luckily I had, just, the hip injury. If you look at the play, I really could have messed, everything up in my knee, and thankfully, my knee wasn't even messed up at all. It was just my calf. I strained my calf, and that's pretty much it. So, everything could have been worse. So that's kind of how I looked at it. Obviously, you never want to get hurt like that and have your season cut short. But, could have been a lot worse than it was. And, one thing I'm taking out of it is, I'm going to come into this season probably stronger than I've ever been. And, I'm really looking forward and excited for that.
Yeah. So, what is the recovery process for that like? I mean, it was a dislocated hip, right?
No. I didn't dislocate anything. Luckily, just some ligament damage. Nothing crazy. Thankfully, stayed away from dislocation. Obviously, that's the scary part about hip injuries, but definitely stayed away from any of that. Recovery is mostly just I had to stay off my feet for a while. Try not to walk around, as hard as that is. I like to move around, but, try to stay off my feet. I did that. And it's just been a lot of strengthening core, glutes, everything surrounding the hip, just getting that stronger. And then going from there, just building the baseline of strength with everything around it, and, just, getting back to full strength.
Great. Well, I'm glad it wasn't bad. I'm glad we're all happy that you're that you're recovering smoothly. I want to jump into your story into the NFL because it really is an amazing story. I mean, you didn't end up getting any, D1 offers or scholarships, and then you go to University of San Diego. You weren't invited to the combine, but you during your pro day, you have a great pro day. You run a 4.3 4.40 twice. I mean, that's amazing. You catch the attention of a pro scout from the Lions, and then you end up getting drafted in the 5th round, and you go play for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, lots of hurdles to jump over. What kept you, driven and motivated to keep going forward?
I mean, I always had that chip on my shoulder. Like you said, I was always overlooked. Didn't get any offers coming out of high school. USD is the only school that showed me love. And unfortunately, they were non-scholarships. So, they really couldn't offer scholarships. So, I had to take financial aid out from, student loans and everything. Got a couple grants. But, I mean, that's what kind of kept that chip on my shoulder. Just like seeing guys I played against and played with in high school, playing on these full ride scholarships. And I was like, I know I'm just as good or better than these guys. No disrespect to them, but that kind of always kept me going. And then my head coach at USD, Dale Lindsey, he played in the league a long time ago, coached in the league for a while, and then came to USD and was a head coach there. Um, he was kind of a mentor to me, just kind of would always tell me, like, you got the talent to go, but you just got to, keep working hard. You got to stay committed. You got to stay, consistent. And, he's really a big part of why I'm where I am today.
I also heard, your mom's a huge supporter as well, Arlene.
Mm.
I imagine that's, it's great to have a good foundation like that.
Yeah, my mom and my dad, and even just my siblings and my whole family. I have a big family, and they've been supporting me from the start, and they're always out there. If they're not at the games, they're watching on TV. They all get together and watch it on TV together. I got a great support system.
Nice. So, I was looking at this, doing some research, and I saw that you and I believe it was Josh Johnson who played in Washington for a bit. Were the only two to get to come out of USD and make it into the pros. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. Josh actually was the first one. I think
Okay.
that was back in. Josh is an old head. Josh, that was like back in like '07, '08. Um, he was the first one to get drafted out of USD, and then we had some guys, get like training camp invites and stuff here and there. Um, but then I got drafted in 2017, and then we had one of my good friends, Ross Dwelly. He plays tight end for the Niners. He was a baller in college. He's been backing up Kittle for a couple years now. Actually just re-signed with him. We got a quarterback, Reed Senna. He's with Miami right now, and then we got another receiver, Michael Bandy, who's with the Chargers right now. So we got a couple guys out there, but just like me and Josh kind of gave the exposure to our school that we kind of breed talent a little bit. He was there when Jim Harbaugh was out there coaching still, so
Okay.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice to see nice to see you repping the, USD. That's amazing.
Got
Um,
to.
so, you go to play for Coach Jim Caldwell in 2017. He had a lot of success in Detroit, turned the team around. What was it like playing for Jim Caldwell?
It was great. I mean, honestly, he was just a really great leader. He had this really calm demeanor, even when he was, a little bit, pissed off. He just always had this calm demeanor. And he just knew how to get his players and his coaches to play hard and coach hard. Um, and you just knew it was kind of he was just like one of those guys you just didn't want to disappoint. He just wanted the good ones, and you know I loved playing for him. Unfortunately I only got to play for him for a year, but that was one of my like most fun years of football, to be honest, because we were winning on the field. We lost some close games, but also I feel like I learned a lot that year, and I grew a lot as a player.
Yeah, I mean, and you were playing what? You initially you were playing defensive back, right?
Yeah, I was playing DB.
Okay.
I was mostly just returning kicks, though. I didn't play a lot of DB that year.
So is it difficult? You made the transition in 2020 to full-time wide receiver. Was that difficult making that transition from defense, playing defensive back over to wide receiver?
Uh, it was difficult in some aspects. I mean, the athletic ability wise, not as difficult. I mean, I could really just like watch other guys, especially like Marvin, who I'm fortunate enough to keep playing with. I would just watch the guys like Marvin, Kenny, Danny Amendola, and I would just watch what they're doing and just try to apply it to my game. I feel like I'm pretty athletic enough to just see something and be able to do that as well. Um, Most difficult transition was probably just learning playbook, offensive terminology. Obviously, you think you know a lot. You play Madden, you watch football, but man, you dive into these offensive playbooks, it's crazy. But luckily, I had quarantine and COVID, so I was just in the books, just studying, making flashcards, testing myself, quizzing myself. I had a whiteboard. I would draw out plays on the whiteboard. I mean, we couldn't do anything. We were stuck in the house. This is like right when COVID hit. So that was probably the most difficult transition.
Okay. Well, sounds like you had a great, wide receiver room to learn from too. So,
Yeah,
and now it's kind
definitely.
of cool too because you're playing alongside Marvin as well again. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Marvin's one of the great ones. He's one of the coolest dudes you ever meet. I mean, one of the coolest dads you ever meet. I got 6 kids. I mean, he's just doing life right.
And he can sing too, right? I've seen like videos where he
He's got so much talent. Marvin can literally do anything.
that's awesome. So Jamal, there were so many great plays last season. I mean, you had the 102-yard kick return for a touchdown against the Broncos. You have the touchdown run against Indy. One thing I want to talk about is that 109-yard kick six touchdown against Arizona. Before the play happened, you went over and spoke to the ref and you said, I'm running this one back.
Yeah, I told him I was like, if he doesn't make this, I'm probably scoring, and it
Okay.
happened. I guess he went up to the Nick Sorensen, the special teams coach, and was like, yeah, he called that.
That's awesome.
But when I was back there, I was like, man, because obviously I played with Prater in Detroit, and I was like, he could probably make this. I've seen him make game-winning field goals from freaking 50-something plus yards, and I know he can make 60-yarders easily. I was like, he might make this. I was like, if he doesn't, I'm gonna score because I've never had this opportunity before, and I got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of caught up with you a little bit towards the end, but Shaq kind of got in the way and it was
Yeah,
looking out for you. So that's cool. That's awesome.
yeah,
And the Gus Johnson, I mean, his
yeah.
calling of that play, I mean, that's considered one of his best, like, sports calls. And
I
it's
think
just, yeah, go ahead.
I think Gus is just the icing on the cupcake. To be honest,
Yeah.
he kind of when I see I can watch the play and obviously I get excited about, it, but when I turn the volume all the way up, I get chills just because he makes it.
When he starts
Yeah,
screaming your name, Agnew, it's great, man. We
yeah.
need to have Gus Johnson call every Jags game because
I
not only
swear.
would it be just amazingly entertaining, but we'll have a Jamal Agnew, kick return for a touchdown every game.
Yeah, exactly. I need that.
Yeah. So yeah, I was doing a little more research and I did notice that your childhood NFL idol was Eric Allen, or is Eric Allen, all pro defensive back. Played for the Eagles. I think he played for Oakland and some other teams as
Oakland.
well.
Hmm.
So he played for the Eagles, and now you have an incoming head coach that won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, Doug Peterson. Are you excited to be playing for Coach Peterson?
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I met Coach Peterson a couple times, and he's just a great dude. Always had a smile on his face. Always positive, and that's what we need in the building right now. Um, and he's obviously a great leader. He just won a Super Bowl 3, 4 years ago. I mean, I think that was my rookie year in the league when he won that Super Bowl. And, they had everything. They're back against the wall. They didn't even have their starting quarterback, which is crazy. And just to think about what he could do with Trevor and all the potential Trevor has, and I feel like he's gonna tap all that potential that Trevor has, and he's gonna maximize it. And I can't wait just to play for him.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, what the offense looks like and really I'm very interested in what your role is going to be like because you're a gadget, slash X factor player. You can do a lot of things. You can, run the ball, you're a specialist, you can do kickoff and punt returns and you're a wide receiver. You have great hands. So, do you see yourself being, that type of X factor player, for this upcoming season?
Man, I just wanna go out there and make plays for the team, whether that's, like you said, catching the ball, making plays on special teams, getting carries. I mean, whatever it is, I just want to make some plays. That's what I am. I feel like I'm a playmaker.
Yeah.
I just want to make plays, do what the team needs me to do, week by week, everybody has their role, but everything changes, on a week by week basis, depending on who we're playing. I'm gonna play my role, and I'm just gonna do what I do, and that's make plays. And I just hope to be put in the positions to make plays like that.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to more of it, man, because just watching you play last season was amazing.
Appreciate that, man.
So I wanted to, my last question here. I heard a rumor. My wife asked me to ask you this question, was about who was the fastest player on the Jaguars. I heard there was a rumor of a competition going on between you and
Man,
Rudy Ford.
yeah.
So I just wanted
Rudy
to
like
clear the air.
Rudy likes to think he's the fastest. I'll let him tell everybody he is, but he knows what it is.
Yeah.
I think Chris Claybrooks will try to say he's fastest. Shaq could probably throw himself in there. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Last year, Tavon still got some speed. Tavon would still say he's pretty fast, but I don't think it's a debate in my eyes. I'm definitely the fastest.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, Jamal, thanks so much for taking the time to come on the show again. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
It's really fun watching you play. I'm really looking forward to it, and I wish you the best of luck for this upcoming season.
Appreciate that, man. I had fun. Appreciate you inviting me on the show, man.
No
All the
problem.
Jazz
Anytime.
fans out there, man. Love y'all. We'll see y'all next year.
All right. Thanks again.
Duval.
Duval! What's up, everybody? It's Andrew from the Jaguar Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, there's more content over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as always. And remember, this is a podcast, so you can find this pretty much wherever you find podcasts. There I'll be doing interviews of current and former Jaguars players, including Joe Schobert, DeJuan Smoot, Shaq Quarterman, etc. And I also do interviews of former Jaguars players, including Natron Means, Jimmy Smith, Tom McManus, etc. So be sure to check out the podcast, subscribe to it, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, go Jags, and I'll see you next time.